President Donald Trump said he expects to sign a Republican tax bill into law before the holiday break. Congressional leaders hope to unveil the final text of that bill later today. The Spirit Horse organization is known for providing therapy to people with special needs by connecting them with horses. Many of these things, Max says, were able to be fixed that day, like covering outlets and storing hand sanitizer the right way. The last time we had snow like this at WSFA right outside the station, there was an epic snowball fight, and Eric Snidel and Josh Johnson are throwing snowballs at me right now. This is what we work with, guys. I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about Nick Saban just casually going through his parade in his super cool car.
I know, with Miss Carrie and her fur, they're fabulous.
If a car were driving by and doesn't see it, the tire could get stuck, and they're concerned now about cars still driving by and knocking that lid back off. One of the most iconic names in Alabama sports history, Gene Stallings, is being honored today at the Alabama Football Legend Luncheon. A deputy-involved shooting that left one person dead is under investigation in Calhoun County. According to the sheriff's office, a deputy was trying to stop a car for a switched tag. Deputies say the suspect wouldn't stop the car and led them on a short chase. All of the options that you just mentioned include cutting instructional materials and eventually buildings, and that means schools, but that takes time, and MPS needs money right now. He was trying to get out of his car when someone held a gun to his neck, took his wallet, his phone, and the city's finance director came up to me and told me to cross my fingers that the council would be able to pass the budget. And when it was hot, I was excited for the cold. Now it's cold, and I'm kind of like, okay, just like I felt every degree in the heat, I feel the absence of every degree.
You're not the only person who's a big fan of the bunny. We need to have a Name the Bunny contest.
I'm here for it. I'll have some nominees ready for you.
Okay.
Give me 2 days.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Josh.
New tonight, WSFA 12 News reporter Morgan Young speaks with 2 disabled veterans who say stricter dosage guidelines are making it harder to get the medicine they need.
For Army veteran Billy Wiles, every day is painful.
I've got a degenerative disc disease, osteo and rheumatoid arthritis. Everything hurts but my hair.
He takes 2 opiates to help, Norco and methadone.
It would reduce the pain to where it was tolerable.
But over the last few months, things changed.
For the past 20 years, Wiles has had a prescription for 4 methadone pills every day. Now, 4 times the about 30 days that are in a month is about 120 pills. But this month, his prescription had 64 pills.
Fewer pills each month.
I'll be down to 1 a day pretty soon.
His doctor told him his hands are tied.
He said he didn't want to go to jail or prison. He said, you know, if they're going to do me like they did the other doctors, I might as well just not do it.
Jamie Rathbone's doctor told him a similar story.
My doctor apologized to me
for major dosage cuts for medicine his family depends on. I asked him how life would be without it.
Horrible. I'm a single father, and I don't know that I would cautiously be able to take care of my daughter.
State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris helps lead the state's opioid council and says there are no specific state or federal laws on how much a doctor can prescribe, but acknowledges the negative impact caused by those who abuse the system.
I think some people reflexively say, oh, well, I'm just not going to write any prescriptions for narcotics, but that's certainly not the goal.
He says the council plans to attack opioid abuse without hurting people like Wiles, who fears what more dosage cuts will mean for him.
I'll probably be stuck in this house for the rest of my life.
Or Jamie Rathbone, who has her to think about.
I'm not a drug addict. I don't take my medicine to get high.
He says he's just trying to get by. Morgan Young, WSFA 12 News. If you type in Betty McDade's address to your Maps app, it'll show that it's in Montgomery, Alabama. But if you ask her, she'll tell you her home that she's lived in for 20 years.
We've never been in the city.
Which doesn't make sense to her because homes on the same street as her home and right across the street are a part of the city. She says it's a safety concern.
If you're coming down the street and you're traveling faster than the speed, the police cannot do anything to you.
It's more expensive.
The insurance is more.
About how much more?
About $200 to $300 more.
And
it's dumb.
This is the trash can that you use if you live in one of the county homes on this road. But all it takes is a quick walk down the street to see that the houses that are considered in the city have a completely different trash can marked by the city of Montgomery that gets picked up twice as often.
Luckily, McDade and 11 other residents in her neighborhood were able to petition to be annexed into the city. Now that the paperwork is done, there are only a few steps left.
You have to get approval by the city council, then the mayor is then authorized to go in the probate office, and then now they're part of the city of Montgomery.
Which McDade says will be a great day for her and some of her neighbors. As heavy rain falls down, residents living at this intersection say more sewage water flows out of this manhole.
This time, because it rained all night, they've been doing like this since yesterday.
He says it's gross.
Always bag up the bathtub and stool and the smell in the neighborhood. Can't sit out here for the smell.
And means days without showering or toilet use, plus tons of cleaning supplies before it's back to normal. There's also the safety issue.
Jackson said when this manhole was first exposed, the lid was completely off. A concern, they say, because if a car were driving by and doesn't see it, the tire could get stuck. And they're concerned now about cars still driving by and knocking that lid back off.
The Jacksons say they have called the city of Montgomery multiple times to have it looked at with no results. But Montgomery Waterworks General Manager Buddy Morgan says that could be because the city isn't who they should be calling.
Normally the city does not have storm manholes in the middle of the street.
It's a waterworks thing, and the department has received about 100 calls about issues like these since Sunday. Morgan says they're happy to help, but the issues stem from two main things: Montgomery's low elevation.
We're saturated now and water's got nowhere to go.
And some harmful littering.
And you got people throwing trash, water backs up, it floods houses, it floods streets. We don't mind getting out there. We keep people on call all the time. We want to serve them.
You just have to know who to call.